Okay, here we go. Good morning, ladies, beautiful ladies, and welcome to week 2, your Sculpt Pilates session. Just going to wait for one or two of you to pop on so you can let me know if you can hear me, just for a quick sound check. As you can see, I've got my can of beans, and I've also got a 2.5 kilo dumbbell, so I'm keeping it light today. But if you'd like to go heavier, as long as you are not compromising on your form, okay? Okay, so we've got one person. Please let me know if you can hear me. That would be highly appreciated here so we can get on to our formats. Please let me know if you can hear me. Sorry for those of you joining later on for this delay, but if you can kindly leave me a comment right now, whether it's Tash or Sonia or Nikita, the ladies that usually join in live at this time, can you let me know if you can hear me? Yay! All right, Lutia, let's get this party started. All right, lovely. Yandra Vinaka, good morning and welcome to week 2. We are here with a Sculpt Pilates class. Now, with the Mat Pilates, I've distinguished the difference between these two classes. With Mat Pilates Flow, you are not going to be using any props. And we are just going to be placing a lot of stress and the buildup of lactic acid from slower controlled movements. Now, the Sculpt is also slow controlled. However, I will be pushing it a little bit with just some light weights, okay? So the sequences start off slow and controlled, and when you've got your breathing and your control and your movements under control, you can then push the tempo to move a little bit faster so that buildup of the lactic acid comes in a little quicker and you're in that burn for a little bit longer. So in today's class, I'm going to be using a 2.5 kilo dumbbell, but otherwise I will be demonstrating and showing you how effective even just a light can of goods can do to your body, okay? So don't underestimate the power of a lightweight. So that's the class props. With the session today, we are going to be starting with a lovely full body warm-up. We are going to be moving into a standing leg series where you're going to be using your can of goods or your dumbbell. And then we move on to the floor, and you're going to be working every single muscle in your body today. Every part of your body is going to be hurting tomorrow, but, which is fine. So we'll get straight into our first part of the workout, which is your warm-up. You're going to stand at the top of your mat. You are going to roll your chin down towards your chest and imagine, so rather than thinking about lowering yourself, think about someone or the extension of your head out to the front rather than straight down to the floor. So you're going to go out to the front and then curving the spine, pull that rib to the hip bone, and we're going to keep it soft on the knees as we, oh my gosh, drop our body over our feet. And we're going to stay there for a lovely, good stretch. I can feel it in the glutes from Wednesday's class and the hamstrings. And then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, you're going to bring the discs back together in the lower back before you roll the shoulders back and down, okay? Let's go in. This is really hot. I am burning right now. So I'm just going to leave that open. So let's go for that again. Dropping the chin to the chest and lengthening the spine. Soften the knees. Don't lock the knees out. And then just staying there for a lovely deep stretch. I want you to bring your stomach to the top of your thigh. And you're going to hug your hands here, hugging your arm. You're going to swing softly to each side and just releasing the tightness. I want you to think about pulling your shoulder out to the side so that you can feel that lengthening of the muscles to the side of your body, and then slowly bringing yourself back up. Okay, this is a little bit too close to my chin. Let me bring it down. And we're going to go for one more like this before we move onto the mat. Bringing it down all the way, lengthening the muscles in your back, your spine. Staying there for a lovely deep stretch. Bend your knees, please. And then we walk our hands straight out to the front. Now we are going to get into bringing the right leg outside that right hand. If this is too much for you, you can get on your knees. And what you're going to do here is you're going to sit into that hip. And then you're going to sit up nice and tall, bringing it straight back down. So try to keep that knee hovering over that front toe. And you're going to get that heel to try and stay on the mat so you can feel that really good stretch in the back of your legs. And then pushing straight back up. We're going to go for 2 more like this. Lovely. If you want to feel this stretch a little bit more, you're going to hover that knee off the floor. So bringing that hand down and really allowing that hip to drop and stretch through the hip flexors as well. Nice work. All right, lovely. Now we bring that leg back, that foot back. We're going to bring the left foot forward, and you can stay on your knees for this, or you can hover that knee off the floor. And just stay in there for a lovely good stretch. If you want to feel this a little bit more, bring your elbow to your ankle, turn and twist. Nice work. If you can, I want you to reach up nice and tall through the arms and then straight back down. We're going to do this on the other side in a bit. While that leg is sitting forward, we're going to bring that arm up, stretching through the back and straight back down. Let's bring that right leg over, and then we allow that thoracic stretch in the back. Nice work. One more here. Wonderful. All right. We're going to get into those cat and cow poses, just making sure that you've got your hands directly underneath your shoulders. So when it is time for you to place a bit of weight on in your upper body, you're not placing the weight in your wrists, rather your shoulders. So the heels of your hands sit right underneath your shoulders. From here, I'm going to arch my back, taking a nice deep breath in at the top, bringing my tailbone up, and then I'm going to slowly curve that tailbone in, chin to my chest. I round my spine up, exhaling as I am doing this. And I inhale. Trust me, you are going to appreciate these little movements by the time you get into your sequences. Otherwise, you're going to feel really, really tight and restricted during your workout. All right, we're going to go for 2 more. Drop the shoulders away from the ear. Deep breath in and exhale as you lift. One lucky last one. And exhale. All right. I want you to find neutral. So it's not arching in the back and it's not caved all the way out. Just that neutral. And imagine there's a plate of food, your favorite meal, on your lower back, and you do not want to drop it. So you want to keep that lower back nice and stable for this next one. So we curl our toes in, and imagine you are on a surfboard right now, and the water is crazy. The waves are crazy. You're going to try your best to lift your knees off that surfboard while it is moving and bring it straight back down. Your core is engaging, so it gives you a little bit more stability as you are lifting that knee off the mat. Again, you've got that foot resting on your lower back. Lift and down. It's not the bum that's moving up, it's the core that's engaging as you push away from the mat, lifting the knees, all right? So the bum stays nice and flat. All right. We're going to go for 5 more like this. Pull that belly button to the spine and down. And 4 and down. And 3 and down. And 2 and 1. We hold here. And 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lovely. Let's reach up nice and tall. Thread that needle through as we're coming down. Oh boy, it feels so tight. Let's go for 3 on each side of these thoracic threads. Threading up the needle. And the last one on this side. Lovely. Let's move over to the right side. Reaching up, looking at that thumb underneath that arm, facing the opposite direction. You should be feeling this stretch a lot through the shoulder blades, right below the attachment of your rhomboids to that blade in your back. Last one. Reaching down. All right, fantastic. Now we get into our next one. With this one, you're going to keep your hands right underneath your shoulders. You're going to tuck your toes in and lift your hips up. I want you to sink that back into the hip, and you're going to paddle your heels to the floor. This is such a great warm-up exercise for your calves, your hamstrings, but also your ankles. All right? So this is going to improve your ankle mobility. And then you're going to come back into a nice plank. We move back, drop that hip, and alternate in left and right paddle. Fantastic. Bring in your arms to walk back to your feet. And we stand up nice and tall. Now our next one, we're going to get into some regular squats just to warm up the entire lower body. With this one, we're going to go with a squat and reach up over your head. Raising that heart rate a little bit faster with that arm over the head. Working against gravity for a little bit longer here with the arms. And allowing the blood to pump. If you have hypertension, avoid this movement and just go with your regular squats. Nice work. Last 3. Last 2. And the last one. All right. Fantastico. We shall get this party started. All right, so our first series, as I mentioned, is going to be a standing series. You're going to use your free weights or your free weight that you found in your pantry. Mine is a can of, I don't know if this is bean. I can't remember. A can of beans or a can of coconut milk. Yeah, the girls love taking the wrappers off. Keep us guessing. All right, so with this one, we start for a healthy side lunge, okay? You're not only stressing or working the muscles of the inner thighs, you are actually working the glutes towards the side you're leaning, okay? So for example, with my side lunge, you're going to keep your knees slightly bent. You're not locking out at the knees, okay? That's note number 1. And with this one, both the toes are facing the front of the room. So you're allowing the muscles to move correctly without hurting any of the other muscles, like with an impingement, turning the toes out or turning the toes in, all right? So toes are facing the front. Slight bend in the knee. You are going to hinge, all right? Not a squat, you're going to hinge. So as you're pushing the hips back, your chest comes forward. You're then going to straighten one leg as you push about 80% of your body weight onto the other leg. The entire foot is grounded. Now you've got a lovely, all right, beautiful side lunge. All right, your bum is sitting back, you're not all the way forward, your chest is still upright, but you've got your weight resting right on that leg. The inner thigh, yes, you feel a bit of a stretch. So with today's one, you're holding with your right hand. The weight stays in your right hand. This could even be a bottle of water. Your hand comes out to the side, left hand out to the side. You're going to hinge and lunge. The weight comes down towards your ankle. You hold that position, you allow that fly. All right, let's just go for the side lunges first. Out to the side. I want you to push your weight towards the left glute, okay? So from the front, watching this, my knees are nice and soft until that leg sits at a bend with my hinge. I'm coming down into that lunge. Inhale. Exhale at the top. Nice work. We're going to go for 5 more like this. We are going to go for 5 more like this. Oh my gosh, my Fijian crazy talk is coming back. The mandanga and the saranga and all these things. Okay, let's go for 2 and 1. All right, we hold at the bottom of that next lunge. You're going to get into a fly. Now with this one, to avoid the traps from working, it works too much anyway. Push your shoulders back and down. Slight bend in the elbow. That hand, that knuckle comes out to the side. You bring yourself back up into a bicep curl. I bring it down. I lunge. I fly. I curl straight back up, okay? And down. And fly. And curl straight back up. We go for 5 more like this. And down. I fly. Bring it up. Curl. 4 more to go. Watch my breathing. I'm exhaling. I'm exhaling to the top. In between, I breathe in and exhale. Nice work. And 2. And last one. Now we come down. We're going to pause here. We're going to pulse in that leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. We're going to hold this position. Now our next one. With this one, you're going to hinge back. Okay, so in the middle, you're going to hinge in the middle here, keeping that leg wide. Knees are soft, slightly bent. Push your hips back. Your arms come down. All right, that arm is still working right side. And from here, all you're going to do is you're going to allow that row. Okay, so pull in towards your back pocket, or think about driving that elbow as close to your rib cage as possible. You can have that other hand out, but keep the lats nice and engaged. So squeezing and keeping that rigidity in your spine. You should not feel any pain in your lower back. If you do, bend that knee slightly, pushing that chest out a little bit more. And we're going for 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Love it. All right, standing up nice and tall. With this next one, you're going to bring that hand up over the head. Hold in that position. Bring your feet in. You're going to tricep extend. Okay? Nothing is moving at my shoulders. The only part of my body here that's moving are my elbows. They are bending and then extending as the dumbbell or your weight is coming down towards the back of your shoulders. So keep that arm where it is right now and just bring in that weight towards the back of your shoulders. We go for 5 and 4 and 3, 2, 1. We pause here. We pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that stance back to your wide stance. I'm going to bring it down into a W, all right? I'm going to squat in that half squat, and as I'm squatting, I'll hold that position. I bring my heel to raise. I extend that arm, still the right arm, back out to the front. And down. Heel raise, extend, up, down. Heel raise, extend, and up. Nice work. Watching that breathing. Each movement, 1 breath, okay? Nice work. Just your thumb. So open up your fingers, your 4 fingers, and just your thumb holding on to that weight so you can keep that bicep engaged throughout the entire movement. And opening up the hand is going to allow your shoulders to stay wide awake and activated. We go for 5 more like this before we pause at the bottom. 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Our next one. Hold at the bottom. Hold that heel raise. We're going to pause here for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it. Bring it in. And we're done with that side. Okay, so we had a bit of the left, a bit of the right, but that left arm, that right arm should have been working a little bit harder. So if you're using a dumbbell, God bless you. Good job. Now we move straight onto the other side. We are going to work with that lunge stance again, sumo stance, but toes are both facing to the front of the room. So it's safer for your knees, all right? So you're not internally rotating or externally rotating at the hips. All right, with this one, as I mentioned earlier, both hands are out to the side. The other one is going to reach down. So you come down into a normal side lunge, all right? Before we start adding the fly. And pushing that weight towards the right side now. We are going to hold about 80% of the body weight on that right leg. You to push your bum out and allow that body weight to sit right above that right foot and keeping it stacked, knee above ankle, ankle right below that hip. And up. We are going to go for 2 more like this. And 1. Now next one, we add the fly. We bring it up into a bicep curl. And down. And up. And down. Fly, down, and curl. And down. Fly, down, and curl. Notice how I'm still, while I'm performing that fly, my shoulders are not coming up towards my ear. I'm not working my traps. I'm working my back muscles just below the armpits. I come back down. I fly. And I curl. And down. Fly. And then curl. Those beeps outside my house is so distracting. And up. Last one. And up. All right, we hold this position. I'm going to add a fly on my left side. It's my non-dominant side. So holding that position, I'm going to add a pulse fly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I bring it back in. I bring my feet together. My hands come up over my head. Both hands together here. Tucking that tailbone so I'm not arching through the back and hurting my lower back while I'm going with the tricep extension. I drop that weight towards the back of my shoulder. I bring it straight back up. Nothing is moving at the shoulder. So I'm not going there or I'm moving the shoulders. I'm keeping the shoulder nice and stacked and I'm just working the back of my arms. Okay, you can do this to allow the hand to stay right where you want it while you work with your triceps. I like to keep my hand up so it allows my body not to move, keeping it nice and stable. Go for 5 more like this. Come on. And 4, 3, and 2, and 1. All right, bringing it in. Feet wide again. We're going to get into that hinge for our row, okay? So sitting back through those glutes and allowing that lower back not to feel any pain, rigidity through the spine. So bringing that belly button to your spine to keep that nice and tucked in. And we're rowing. So shoulders aren't flexed forward. You got your chest proud so you keep that neutral spine and you're rowing towards your back pocket or to the side of your rib cage. Nice work. If you want, you can make a fist with the other hand just to keep that spine nice and stable. Go in for 5 more. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. All right, I bring it into my W. I come back to my squat stance. All right, it is a squat plus an arm extension. So you're going to come out to the side. We go in for the squat. We raise the heel. We extend the arm. We bring it back in. We stand up nice and tall. Amazing. And squat. And heel raise and reach. And up. Nice work. Awesome. We are going for 6 more like this before we pause at the bottom. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. Last one. And the next one. I pause here and we're going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Alrighty. Nice and activated. Not too bad. Trust me, the burn is coming. Don't worry about it for now. Okay. We are going to get into, let me just place this right here. We're going to get into our roll downs, okay? So just a great transition move. So rather than hopping straight back down onto your hands and your knees, just a transition move to get your body to understand that it is now working a little bit less against gravity, okay? So bring in our chin to our chest. We are rolling our body over our feet, staying there for a good hang, allowing the glutes to stretch out. And now we walk the hands away from the feet. Okay, now we get into our quadruped series, okay? This is where the fun starts. Okay, so with this one, you're going to keep your hands. If your hands tend to get, really sore or your wrists, feel free to get onto your knuckles. Or because we're going to work the right side first, what you can do is you're going to pop your left forearm down with your right hand resting. So you've got about 60-40 of your weight spread throughout the, between the left forearm, 60% there, and about 40 just to brace and control. Now with this one, you are going to keep that heel nice and flexed, okay? So when you flex the heel, you actually have the hamstrings working a lot more, okay? So that's what we're going to do. You can stay on your hands for this one, and then I'll prompt you to get onto your forearm. But otherwise, if you want, get on your forearm now, just to save your knees and your wrists, that's absolutely fine. Okay, find that neutral spine. We get into our heel raise. And up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Nice work. And just imagine You've got your sole of your foot nice and flat where you can sit your lovely plate of salad and baked fish or lamb, whatever, roast lamb. We're bringing that heel as high as it can go without turning and rotating. We're not rotating just yet. Just keep it nice and stable, nice and neutral, and allow your body to fight that urge to move at the hips so that your core becomes a whole lot stronger. We go for 2 more, and then we add 2 pulses at the top. And the last one. Lovely. On your next one, you pulse and down. Pulse and down. Nice work. Pulse and down. Whoo! Pulse. Love you. And down. We go for 5 more. And 4. And 3. Final 2. And last one. Alrighty. Hold that foot there. We extend the leg. Extending that knee, we bring that heel back to the bum. Pushing out, keep that leg high. Bringing it straight back in. Oh boy. Feeling that glute burn right here. Nice work. Holding it, ladies. Alrighty. Going for 5 more of these extensions. And 4. Keep the knees high. And 3. And 2. And 1. All right, we're going to pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Point your toe. Knee to the calf of the bottom leg. Extending out. This is where I'm going to get you to pop onto your left forearm. Keep the right hand gripping the floor. Bring that knee down and kicking out about a diagonal rather than straight to the back. So a little bit of a diagonal here, about 45 degrees from your center of your hip, and up. Keeping that toe nice and high. And up. Awesome work. Kicking up. And up. We're going to go for 5 more like this. Internally rotating that knee down and up. Down and up. And 3 more. And 2. Last one. We hold at the top. We're going to make little circles here for 5, 4. Try to keep it stable. 3, 2, and 1. The opposite direction. Point that toe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Now all you're going to do is bring it to the side, straight back to where you started. Bring it down to the side, tap the floor and up. Hoo-wee, and up. Keep going. And up. Amazing. We go for 5 more like this. Rotating at the hip. Nice work. And 2. And 1 last one. And we hold it here. Now rainbow all the way across to the other side. And rainbow back. All the way to the other side. And rainbow back. You got this. Come on, we're almost done. And 5, 4, 3. The entire bum is on fire. Final 2. Last one. We pause here. A little pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross that leg over. Sitting back into that child's pose. Holy moly. Ouch. That burns. All right. Cross that leg that you did earlier. Okay. I seriously feel like this glute has grown twice its size. So we just work the right. So fold your right leg over that back leg, that left leg. And I want you to sit back and feel that stretch. Oh, feels so good. Bring your arms out to the side. Oh my goodness. That was a great booty burn. Oh, the entire cheek from the top to the very bottom where it attaches to your hamstrings was burning. So if you were feeling that, good. We have accomplished our mission here. Okay, before we move on to the other side, just a quick one here. We are going to go onto our back. into our V-sit position. Oh my gosh, it is burning. Oh, it's numb actually. Okay, so we're gonna get into our V-sit position. Let me face this way. And what this is all for is your core and your lower abdominals and inner thighs. Okay, so this next sequence is all about working these parts of your body. So you're going to rest your hands right behind that glute for a bit of stability and support. And what you're going to do here is hold in that position, just in that V-sit, so you can allow your core to feel a little bit of tension. You're going to extend the right leg with your foot touching the floor, your heel, and then extend your left. When you're pulling, I want you to pull right from the center of your abs. So it's like you're trying to bring your rib cage to your hip bone. Pull, take a deep breath in. As you're pulling back, using those entire ab corset-like muscles in your front of your body to pull that heel back in. Oh my gosh. And inhale and exhale. Final two. Final one. Hold in that position. Now getting onto your forearm and just relax in here for a little bit. Still keeping the abs engaged. You're going to try to keep that tailbone tucked in. So you've got, imagine you're pushing your abs into the mat or into the floor. Now you hold this position and you're going to extend both the legs, so sliding them out onto the heel and then pull them back through the entire center of your abs, okay? Your lower abs especially is biased here. So taking a deep breath in, point the toe onto the heel, pull it straight back in. Oh my gosh, this is such an underrated exercise. Extending the legs out together again, toes pointing, lengthening the legs. Now ready? Pull and engage those abs. Oh my goodness. Extending for one more. And pulling it straight back in. All right, final one here. Hold that position. All right, we've got our abs nice and engaged. As you lift, I feel like as a personal trainer, postnatal, prenatal, everything, specialist, Pilates mat, any movement which requires raising the leg is going to require a lot of ab contraction and engagement, okay? So what you're going to do here next is you're going to flex your left foot, bring it over your right, bring it straight back in. Now you're working opposite sides, so you're going to go left and then right. You're making a rainbow with the heel, the sole of your foot, okay? Over, straight back in. Engaging your abs each time you lift that leg over. So inner thighs, working as you're crossing over. Fantastic work. Oh my gosh. The sweat is real. 3 more to go. And final 2. And the last one. Lovely. All right, coming back up on your hands. You're going to bend those knees, bringing it straight back in. Holding this position, you're going to straighten the left leg, sit back into those forearms, bring it back in. Straighten your right leg, bringing it back into those forearms, sitting back in. You're working your triceps. So think about, rather than leaning back, think about just bringing your elbow towards the back of your mat. If you can all the way down, that's perfect. If you can hover, keep the triceps working a little bit harder, do that as well. So extend the leg and sitting back, pulling through the abs. Extend the leg and sitting back. And exhale. And exhale as you're coming up. Nice work. And we're going to hold this position and we're going to extend both the legs coming up onto your forearms. Now from here, you can also bend your knees if you'd like, if it's too much on your hip flexors. Otherwise, we drop, we lift, making that rainbow over to the other side. If you want, bending the knee and making a rainbow with your big toe. And making that rainbow, sitting over to the side, pulling through the abs, rock the hips side to side, as long as they're nice and stacked here and moving in unison. Amazing. Good control. Otherwise, we're wiping that rainbow with the soles of our feet over to each side. We've got 2 more like this. And lucky last one. And you're going to lie all the way back onto your mat with your head resting comfortably on your hands. Open up the shoulders and your elbows out to the side. Now our next move, we are going to bend the knee, drop both the toes, bring it up nice and controlled. I want you to squash your blueberry with your lower back on your mat. So you've got a blueberry right underneath your spine. And each time you're going to take a deep breath in, keep that blueberry there and squash that blueberry as you lift it up. Keep your head resting on your hands. Don't raise your head. And drop the toes, squash your blueberry. Taking a deep breath in, keep that blueberry there and squash it in. Trying your best not to let that blueberry roll out from underneath your back. Final 2. Final 1. Oh my Lord, lucky last one. We hold here. Final 1 here, guys. Straighten the leg, bend the leg. Push in your entire foot and your knees into one another. Oh my gosh, keep that blueberry there for 5, 4, 3, knees and toes, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in. Oh my Lord. Why do I do this to myself? Oh my Lord. My goodness. Well done, ladies. Damn. While I was writing this, I was thinking as I was practicing them, this should be okay because I only practice 1 or 2 reps. And then it comes to actually doing it. Oh my gosh, look at my sweat. That's crazy. Okay. Let me just hide that from you. So we move into our next side. So we're working with the left leg now. And like I mentioned in the first time we had gone through this sequence, more than welcome to come onto your knuckles, okay? Or you can get onto your forearm because we're working the left leg. You'll have your right forearm resting comfortably underneath your shoulders in line parallel to your chest. And you've got the other hand opened up with your palms ready for action. We've got 80% or 60% on your forearm and 40% bracing on that left arm. Okay, otherwise we're up in this position. And then I'll prompt you to get onto your forearm when it is time. Getting ready? We are flexing that heel, the other leg, relax. You've already burnt and numbed that glute, so we now work on the left side. Keeping that heel flex, you're going to bring that foot right up, parallel to the ceiling. And you think, just imagine you've got your wine glass. I love my wine. And you've got that wine glass resting on the sole of your foot, and you're bringing it down and straight back. Amazing. Kicking back. Let's go for 6 more like this before we add our double pulses. Remember, when you're resting on your hands and your knees, to feel a lot less strain on your knees, if it's really, really heavy, holding a lot of your weight, try to tighten your core a little bit more so that you're not throwing your weight entirely onto these 4 points. You've got your core nice and tight. It's like coming down on a Ferris wheel. You know how you feel, how you try to make yourself light because you're coming down, working towards, coming down towards the floor, towards the ground? That sort of feeling in your stomach. That's what I'd like you to do. All right, now we add our pulses, bringing it down. And pulse, nice and long through the neck. I always have to correct my technique sometimes during the session. And up for 2 pulses, straight back down. Push the ceiling away and down. Amazing. Final 4. And 3. And 2. Wow. 1 last one. The next one, you come up. You hold that position here. You straighten the heel, the knee. You keep flexing that heel. You bring that heel back to your bum. The knee stays high. Do not think about dropping the knee. Keep the knee nice and high. And think about pushing that heel back, bringing that heel forward. You're working your glutes here. You're working your hamstrings. Nice and controlled. It's called contrology. Lovely. We go for 5 more of these. and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point your toe. Now bring it to the opposite calf. You kick straight back up. This is where you're going to come down onto your right forearm with your left hand out. A little bit of a rotation. We internally rotate. We push externally rotate at the hip. Bringing it down. Hip bone faces the floor. Hip bone facing slightly about 45 degrees from your center. And kicking up. Keep that glute nice and engaged. Amazing. Keep going until I count you down. It's a diagonal, not straight back. It's moving out towards the side of your hip. Internally rotate and externally lifting that up. Lovely. Opening up the hip to the side. We go for 5 more like this. And 4. And 3. And 2. Lucky last one. We hold at the top. Those little circles here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and opposite direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We bring it out to the front, to the side, straight back up. Whoo! To the side, straight back to that starting. Lovely. Keep that upper body nice in control. Going for 5 more like this. And 4. And 3. And 2. And last one. Holding it there. We go over to the rainbow. Making that rainbow, coming straight back up to our starting position. Over to the side. Straight back to that starting position. Keep the knees high. You want that knee stay nice and high to engage the entire round butt you have there. That entire muscles that make up that round butt. All around the diameter of that glute. Let's go. And 5. And 4. And 3. Lovely. And 2. Keep that control. Lucky last one. Hold at the top. We pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, fold that left leg over the right knee and find your child's pose. Oh my goodness. Sitting back into that child's pose. You'll feel that stretch a whole lot more. Child's pose here. And then bring the arm over towards the right. Wow. Oh my goodness. Let me just have a lie down. Oh, the sweat was dripping everywhere. And now the glutes, nice and warm, actually numb. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Now we move back into our arms. A little quick of the time check right now. My baby is at home. She is not feeling her best today. Quick time check. We're at 10:11. We've got about 20 more minutes. I've got 2 more sequences for you. And we are done for today. All right. Our next one, I'm going to get you to pop onto your knees. If this is too much, bracing on your knees. Actually, let's go with the side one first, then we can come back to the knees for your finisher. Let's lie on our right side. Okay? While the left glute is still wide awake, let's work it again. All right, so with this one, you're going to work your obliques, okay? So I want you to rest your head comfortably on your bicep. You're going to grab your light weight into your left hand. So left hand, holding onto the weight, right head resting on that right bicep. You've got your arm here, holding on to the weights. Now with this next one, we're going to start with a few tricep extensions on the left side. Nice work. So keeping that elbow in line with the shoulder and just, it's almost like a side skull crusher. You're bringing that weight straight down towards your ear. Okay? So keeping that elbow where it is right now and just bringing that weight down and flexing through the triceps. We go for 5 more like this. 4. And 3. And 2. and 1. All right, now we straighten that arm back. I want you to bring your elbow to the side of your rib cage. All right, to the side of your rib cage. I've got my hips nice and stacked. Perfect. Now all you're going to do is knuckles to the ceiling, knuckles to the front. And you're going to practice doing these. Okay, and each time you drop that hand or that weight, I want you to go for one leg lift. So we lift, we bring it up to our starting position. We lift, we bring it back up to our starting position. So opposite movement. As it moves down, the other moves up. If you've got the coordination wrong here, do not fret. Just keep going and watch that your breathing is moving with each sequence, each movement. Whoo! Lovely. Keep that elbow resting on that hip or into your rib cage. And final 2. And the last one we hold here. And you're just going to bring it up to your chest and back down. Up towards your chest and back down. Holding that foot. Now with our toe and our heel, while the arms are moving, we flex the toe, we flex the heel. All right, holding that leg up. Keep that position. Pull that belly button to the spine. And 5, 4, 3, 2, my goodness, and 1. Bring that leg down, bending the knees now. Okay, dokie. This time, I'm going to bring my hands out to the front, okay? So they can move in unison. Toes are off the floor, knees are on the mat or hovering off the mat, but otherwise you've got your toes extended up. You've got that flex in your elbow, and all you'll do is just straightening out the arm a little bit more. So you're not fully extended at the arm, just keep it slightly bent. You've got that weight in your hand. Now open the knees and the hand comes up to the side of your ribs, bringing it straight back down. Open the knees, so a flies for your back muscles, and bringing it straight back down. The rear delts and the outer glutes. Nice work. You notice I like to hold my weight with just my thumb, so you're not stressing the forearm muscles too much here. Nice work. We go for 5 more like this. So allowing that shoulder to drop away from your ear. 4 more like this. Open up that hip. 3. Nice and controlled. 2. 1. We hold here. We're going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I straighten my leg. I straighten my arm. I bring it back together. I straighten. I bring it back together. Nice work. Staying on that right side and trying your best not to move the body here. Just those limbs moving out and back in. Hold that position. Come on, you can do it. We go for 3 more like this. Meet and out. And final 2. And the last one. All right, this is where it starts to get spicy on the obliques. Hold that position. You're going to come up. So just a slight push. You lean for that knee. Bring it down. And lean for that knee. If you want, you can drop that knee, but that bottom leg stays activated. Don't drop it. You're squeezing your obliques as you're coming up. Amazing. We go for 4 more like this. 3. And 2. And 1. Come up on your next one. Hold here. We pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it together. Oh, my Lord have mercy. Jeepers. Oh. Flip over. Let's move. No time to waste here, guys. Time is the world's greatest asset, and no one thinks it's going to slip away. And every second we lose, we cannot get back. We tend to forget that. We are like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. But what about the time that you have now? What's going to happen in that time? You're not going to get that time back. So might as well use it. All right. So we start with this arm. Resting comfortably. We're going to go with the straight arm, knuckles to the ceiling, and drop that weight towards your head or your ear. Straighten that arm. Bringing it down. Straighten that arm. Nice work here. Keeping the core nice and tight. I feel like I have my hip bones stacked here, which is lovely. I'm not longer than the other limb with my toes. That's a great way to see whether you're in line with the hips or you're not, is when you've got your toes longer than the other. Otherwise, they have to be leveled out. All right, let's go for 6 more like this, nice and controlled. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I bring my elbow to the side of my ribs or to my heel, to my hip, and I am going to drop that weight and I bring it straight back up. Wow, I feel tighter on the right. Like I cannot bring it all the way in like I did in my left side. And you'll notice that. It's remarkable how you can do these little exercises and now you understand, oh, that's probably why I'm so tight here or I have that pain here. Look at this. I can't even go all the way up. I can only go about 45 degrees from my starting position right here. And dropping down and pulling up. Let's go for 4 more like this. And 3. And 2. And 1. Holy moly, I straighten my arm. Now this one, you're going to go for that chest fly, so that rear fly, and up. Slide band in the elbow. So when you're coming down, I want you to squeeze your core so you're not rocking at the hips. Keep it nice and controlled and tight here. All the way up. Woo. All right, let's bend our knee, raise the toes, and each time you open up, I want you to bring the knees apart. That top knee comes over, and the leg, all right, that leg that's at the bottom there, it stays as high as possible so you can open up the hips a little bit more. But you're not rotating at the hip. You're just opening up as high as you can and straight back down. Nice work. So you're working rear delt fly here and your outer glutes. Lovely. All right, we're going to go for 5 more. Wow. And 4. And 3. Control the hips. Final 2. Try not to move at the upper body. And 1. We hold this position. Elbows are slightly bent. All right, you're going to straighten the leg. Keep that bottom leg up. Bring it straight back in. Straighten the leg. Bringing it straight back in. Keep the knee high. And out. We go for 6 more like this. And 5. Wow. Keep the knee high. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. We hold here. You're going to come up and squeeze and lift. Bringing it down. Up, squeeze and lift. And pushing away from your mat. Coming all the way up. Keeping that bottom leg up. That foot pointing up towards the ceiling. We go for 5 more. And 4. And 3. And 2. Final 1. We hold at the top on our next one. Hold that position and we pulse there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. All righty. Love, love, love it. Oh my goodness. We have one final one. Okay, a quick time check so I know to speed this one up, but it's especially for your chest. So it's going to be a lovely arm burnout, okay? So I want you to get onto your knees. Your hands, you've got a staggered stance, okay? You've got your right hand directly underneath your shoulders. Your left hand out to the front a little bit further up, okay? So about an entire palm forward, okay? So our knees are not directly underneath our hips. We are leaning back. So we've got a nice diagonal here. We're leaning into our body. You're going to drop your chest all the way to the floor, push straight back up. Dropping your chest all the way to the floor, straight back up. You should be feeling this more in your left side. Your right is only there for stability and support. If you can do it off the feet, we're going all the way down, pushing straight all the way up. All right? All the way down, all the way up. We're going to go for 3 more on this side, and then we swap over. And final 2. And the lucky last one, pushing through the heel of your hand. Let's swap that hand. The right hand comes forward, the left hand back. We're just trying to identify which part of our body is stronger in the push-up. All the way down, straight back up. Now I feel a lot more control with my right hand. I feel weaker in my left. 2 more. And 1. All the way up. Bring the hands together. Knees on the floor or feet off the floor or knees off. Knees down or knees up. Whatever works for you here. All the way down. Straight back up. All the way down. Only 5. And 4. 3. You can do this off the knees. And 2. Let's hold it here. Pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are done. Holy moly macaroni. I just want to say thank you to all my supporters out there. Oh my gosh. Honestly, that was the best Sculpt session. Awesome, awesome work. 1 more workout tomorrow. And then tomorrow or Sunday, forgive me, I may not post tomorrow. I have 1 sick child. I have a husband away, and I have a birthday party to attend for my little kids. So it's going to be crazy, crazy hectic. But I will post on Sunday, okay? I will post the other workout on Sunday. And Sunday afternoon, I'm looking at around 3 o'clock. And that is it for our workout. We are going to get into a little bit of a stretch here. I want you to bring your forearms right to the side of your chest. And all I want you to do is just pushing your body away without raising the elbow. Just hold in that position. And thanking your body for pushing through that workout, whether it was the whole workout or just a few series, you made it. I'm still in the process of messaging everyone. It is so hard responding to everybody, but I love hearing from you all, and I love messaging you all. Bringing it down to the floor. And I want you to message me how you're feeling. Give me some feedback. I don't care whether it's good or bad. It's going to help me anyway. And, you know, you guys are just awesome, allowing this safe space where women feel comfortable sharing their wins, their losses, their troubles. And, you know, it's hard to find that these days, people being real and raw and just sharing everything. Lovely. Now you bring your hands closer in. We get into that cobra, stretching out the abs. Bring your bum back into our child's pose. Let's sit on back into that stretch. We'll move both our hands to the right side. I want you to push your left side out to the side. Bringing the hands to the center. Opposite side now. Both hands. And pushing the spine out. Awesome work. Bringing it back to center. Let's bring our hands to face, fingertips to face our knees. No weight in the hands right now. And you're going to slowly sit back into that stretch in your forearms with your wrists facing the front of the room. Bringing it up. We go for 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, thinking about those little muscles around the wrist. Amazing. Let's pop our hands over so our wrists get a little bit of a stretch in the front, and you're going to sit back, deep breath out, deep breath in. No weight into the hands right now. And deep breath in and deep breath out. Nice work. Okay. We are going to fold our left leg underneath our hip, straighten out our right leg. Now I want you to keep that hip nice and square as you drop your head onto the floor. A nice deep stretch here for the hips. The hamstrings of the left leg, the glutes of the left leg. Amazing. If you can, grab your right leg up so you can feel that stretch in the front of your right thigh. If you can't do this, you cramp up, avoid it. Amazing. Switching over. Paddle in the heels. Paddle, paddle, paddle. And then drop that left leg underneath the hip. Keeping the hip nice and square. Dropping the head onto the mat. Deep breath through the nose, out through the mouth. And then slowly grabbing that foot on the other side. Feeling that quad stretch. Amazing. Sitting up, facing me now. We are going to bring our arms out to the front and pulling over to the side. Stretching out our shoulders. Nice work. Lucky last one, our triceps. Dropping the left hand behind the right, behind your head, pulling with the right. Over to the other side. And our lucky last one, interlacing your hands, reaching up to the ceiling. And we are done today. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a lovely weekend. I will be prepping meals on Sunday, back to it. And I'm looking forward to changing up my meals to some prawns, maybe some tofu, some fish. And yes, sharing that guideline as well with you. I've just written up just a quick summary of, what it means to eat from these portions and how you can cook it. I'll actually put together a video and then I'll share it with you guys on WhatsApp and Viber. And again, if you have any questions or any feedback, feel free to message me. Love you all. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. The best day, actually. Bye.